Let's say that you were invited to someone's party, someone's birthday, and this person is your crush. She's beautiful. She's the girl of your dreams. And you were invited to her house to celebrate her birthday. Now, you want to impress her and you want to give her the best gift that you can, right? But you don't have enough money, right? You cannot afford to give her a brand new computer. So you're going to give her a computer that has been used, right? You don't really like what you're giving to her. This computer has been used for years, right? And people can tell that it's been used, right? Let's say she's about to open the gift in front of everyone. She's gonna see the gift, her parents are gonna see the gift, and her friends are gonna see the gift. Since you don't like this product and you don't feel 100% proud of what you're giving to her, how are you gonna feel when she is about to open the gift? You're gonna feel ashamed, you're gonna feel nervous, you're gonna be unhappy, you're gonna be overthinking. And this is gonna make you feel anxious. Oh my God, what is she gonna think about me when she opens the gift? What about if she finds out that this computer has been used for years? What about if other people see that this computer has been used for years? You don't really like what you're giving to her. So that's why you feel ashamed, you feel nervous, you feel unhappy. And this is making you overthink a lot. This is making you anxious. But now let's say that you are giving to her a computer that is brand new and is the latest model. And she's about to open it in front of everyone. How are you gonna feel? You're gonna feel excited. You are happy, and therefore you feel proud. You want her to see it. You want her to open the gift because you really like what you're giving to her. Guess what? Same thing happens with you when you go out and when you have to talk to people, when you have to talk to girls. You feel anxious and you are ashamed and nervous because you don't like what you're giving out to others. Because basically, when we talk to people, when we go out, when we have interactions with people, you're basically are offering yourself to others. You're giving yourself out to others. You're offering yourself to others. But just like the example that I gave you, you don't really like what you're giving to others. You're not 100% proud and happy of what you're giving to others. So that's why you are ashamed. You're nervous. You're unhappy, and this makes you anxious around people because of what you're giving to others. You're giving yourself out, and this makes you anxious. The best way to be less anxious around people is to have self-love, because if you really like what you're giving to others, you are eventually able to be proud of what you're giving to them. Because just as the example that I gave you, if you don't like what you're giving to others, if you're not really 100% confident and proud of what you're giving to others because you don't think that is good enough, it is the same thing that happens with you. Because if you truly love yourself, if you truly believe that you're good enough, you're going to be excited to talk to people. You're going to be excited to give your opinion, to tell people joke. And this will eventually make you confident around people because you don't have because you're not ashamed of what you're giving to others, because you're not, and that's where you're gonna feel happy and proud and confident when you go out, because what you give to others, which is yourself, is something good. It's something that you like. It's something that you love. Self-love and love yourself, give yourself love. This is gay, bro, right? Because a lot of people, when it comes to talk about self-love, especially guys, they don't really like to hear about self-love for some reason, right? Because they think that it's gay. They think that it's not attractive, right? Because it's not sexy. To talk about self-love, it's not sexy, right? It's not a topic that everyone talks about, and it sounds gay. But think about this. This is not gay at all, because this can actually make you attractive as fuck. This can actually make you confident and happy, because if you go out, you're not going to be ashamed. You're not going to be anxious or nervous around people, and therefore you're going to be able to be attractive because this makes you confident, right? Because for some reason, I always thought that, and maybe you think the same, being a happy person is gay, right? If you're the happy person, if you're hanging out with people and you're happy, you're telling people joke, this is gay. Maybe because of the red pill, right? Because the red pill is telling you, if you want to be attractive, you have to be mysterious. You have to be serious. You have to be someone who can be serious and you can show people aggression, right? But the reality is, girls will 100% prefer someone who's happy and who's confident, rather than someone who is just serious and who is just like on grinding mode. You know, the guy that is at the gym who is always wearing a hoodie and he's just serious, right? They prefer someone who's confident. They prefer someone who's happy rather than the guy who's just serious, who is just mysterious. Because this is what the red pill is telling you. Because just like the song, right? Girls want to have fun. You know the song, girls want to have fun. So it is the same thing with girls. It is the same thing with guys. We want to be around. We want to have good time. We want to be around people who can be themselves, who are confident, who are happy, who are proud of themselves. So that's why this is not gay at all, because this can eventually get you pretty girls. This can eventually make you more attractive. And this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Thank you so much for watching. This is just gonna take me a few seconds. But if you're struggling with social anxiety, if you have fear, if you have shyness, if you're facing social anxiety and you feel anxious around people, because I grew up having social anxiety, and for more than 5 years, I've tried everything to get over it. Everyone is gonna give you the same advice. Just talk to more strangers. Just talk to more people. Everything is in your mind. But none of this advice worked. None of them helped me to be free from social anxiety. Not wrong advice, because they focus on the wrong thing. If you wanna have permanent changes and a real transformation when it comes to talking to people, to focus on what the 5% of people focus on. And if you're able to do that, you're gonna be charismatic. You're gonna be able to be 100% yourself around people. I finally find the key to find permanent changes. The moment that I went through the transformation myself, I started to see a result myself. I started to be more consistent, more confident on myself, being able to make friends and being able to enjoy life and be 100% myself around people. So if you wanna go through the same transformation, and if you are facing social anxiety, I can totally help you with that. Send me a DM. I'm gonna leave my Instagram on the description. Send me a DM and I'm gonna send you more details, and continue watching the video. And I'm not gonna give you the same message that everyone gives you of self-improvement and being an alpha male and 1% every day, right? Because you can have good things in life. You can improve. You can have a physique, right? As you can see, this is me right here. Because you can have all of that, but none of that is gonna help you to love yourself fully, to truly love yourself. I'm not gonna give you the same message that everyone is giving you, right? The alpha male, the self-improvement, and become better every day, right? Which, don't get me wrong, you can be proud of yourself, and this can be super good, right? I believe that we should strive for greatness. But if you really wanna love yourself, if you really wanna truly, fully love yourself, this is not the message that you should listen to. Because this is me right here, right? I was able to be better. I was able to build the physique. But I always struggle with talking to people and talking to girls. I always had social anxiety, even though I had a good physique, even though I was looking attractive. Because the best way to love yourself is not about just improving. It's not about just being better, having more, doing more. Instead of improve, you have to remove. And what do we want to remove? What do we want to let go of? What do we want to get rid of in our lives? All of the shame, the guilt, the self-hate that we're carrying. Because let's say you want to climb this mountain, right? Let's say the destination and the top of this mountain, there is confidence, and you being the best version of yourself, and you being confident around people. If you want to climb this mountain, it's going to be super hard if you have a lot of weight on you. It's going to be super hard to be at the top of the mountain if you have all of this weight around you, right? This is you trying to improve. You're going to grind, right? No, I'm going to grind. I don't care, right? A lot of people do this, and I used to do this myself. But the best way to get there faster, the best way to be confident around people, the fastest that you can, is to let go of the past, to let go of the shame and the guilt and hate that you are carrying. And when you let go of that, you are able to eventually climb faster and get to your destination, which is be confident around people, to truly be happy and proud of yourself. So how do we let go of the weight that we're carrying? The best way to let go of all of the shame, the guilt, and all the weight that you're carrying is to do what is called the shadow work, right? And I think that this is a super cool practice, because what shadow work is basically having an interview with the devil's voice. It's basically having an interview and seeing your inner demons in front of you and confront them, right? And this is what's known as shadow work, and you're gonna be talking to the negative part of you. Because right now, if you have anxiety, and if you don't feel confident about yourself, you're most likely, there's a part of you that really loves to feel like that. There's a part of you that loves misery, that loves pain, that loves to be ashamed. Right now, you're carrying, and there's a part of you that loves to feel misery, that loves to feel ashamed. And that's why you want to let go of this part. And when you understand this part, when you hear their voice, and when you face and confront the inner demons that you have, they will no longer have power over you. Because you have probably have heard this voice in your head, right? The negative voice in your head, like, you're not good enough, right? Let's say you're talking to a pretty girl, or you're trying to do something like be more productive or go to the gym, right? There's a part of you that says, you're not good enough. Oh, you're not good enough, man. Why are you even trying? Oh, who are you fooling? You're not a guy. You're not a person. Oh, come on. You cannot achieve that. Why are you even trying, right? Or she's out of your league. All of these voices come from the shadow self, come from that negative part of you that you're carrying, that believes that you're not good enough, that believes that you don't deserve love, or the pretty girl, or having a good physique, or having a good life. Those inner demons love misery. And that's why there's a part of you that loves misery too, that loves rejection. So you gotta face your inner demons and find out why you love, so you gotta face your inner demons and ask yourself, ask this part of you, why do you hate yourself in the first place? So for example, this is a practice that you can do, right? Till this day I do this, right? It's kind of like journaling. You gotta sit down with yourself for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And you gotta ask yourself these questions. You gotta find out why you hate yourself in the first place. So these are the questions that you can ask yourself. You can add more questions, but these are the ones that are you will be most likely to find the answers. Why do I hate myself? Right? You gotta ask yourself, why do I hate myself? And you will be able to find the answer. And the answer might be and the answer might surprise you. Because it might be something that doesn't even make sense, like, oh, my teachers didn't like me, right? Something like that. But the answer doesn't have to make sense. You just gotta find the reason why you hate yourself. You just gotta ask yourself why you hate yourself. And whatever comes into your mind, write it down. Now, your ego and your mind might block you. It might think, I don't know. Or you might think, oh, this doesn't make sense. But that's your ego blocking you, because your mind is trying to protect you from changing and from go out of your comfort zone. So if you have the balls to do this, right, because this is gonna hurt, right? I cried with this. This is not fun, but it will make you confident. You gotta ask yourself, why do I hate myself in the first place? And you will be able to find the answer. And I'm gonna give you my own example, right? Why am I not good enough? And just whatever comes up, just write it down. Why don't I deserve success? And just write that down. And when you have the answer, keep asking yourself and go deeper and deeper and deeper. You always have to go a layer deeper. Why do I hate myself? And then you find the answer, because I'm not good looking. Why? Because girls rejected me. Why? And you keep asking yourself until you're gonna be able to find your core beliefs and the beliefs that you have about yourself. For example, I have, why do I hate myself? Because, right, I was always going a layer deeper until I found the true belief that I had about myself. I cannot do anything right. I am ugly. Because a lot of girls rejected me, right? I am not good enough. Guys made fun of me, right? So I asked myself, why do I hate myself? Because I'm ugly. I'm not good enough. I cannot do anything right. And all of this come from the experiences that you had as a kid. It comes from the bad experiences that you experienced as a child. So you can see how confident is not just about having a good physique, having a good life, getting your shit together, which is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good to have your shit together. But as you can see here, what we're trying to do, we're trying to remove and let go of the way that we are carrying, the shame that we're carrying, right? That's one. And the second thing that you have to do is you should make a forgiveness letter. And oh my God, this is gay, right? And I know that you might be thinking that this is gay, or you might disagree with me. You truly free yourself and let go of all of the way that you're carrying right now. So you gotta bring to your awareness, like I said, with a piece of paper, you gotta bring the younger versions of you that you've been hating, that you've been neglecting, that you've been rejecting, that you've been ignoring, right? Because right now you might be, I don't know, 20, 18, 21, I don't know how old you are. But right now, let's say you're 20, I'm 21, right? And I found out that I was hating the 14-year version of me, right? Because when I was 14, I was addicted to porn, to video games, to all of that. So that's why I was ashamed of that part of me. So I grew up neglecting that part of me, being ashamed of my own self. So you have to be compassionate with yourself. And this might be hard. You might not even like to forgive yourself, right? Because this can be hard because you might have resentment. No, I hate myself because I gained weight. Because girls are rejecting me because I gain weight, because I don't look attractive because of X, Y, and Z. But in order to be confident, in order to let go of the weight, you have to forgive yourself. For example, I can give you my example, right? I always hated and I looked at these two versions of me with shame. I would always feel ashamed of myself because I would always be carrying self-hate, I would always be ashamed of these versions of me, right? I was addicted to porn, I was super fat, and I was not proud of myself. So this is the thing that you have to do. I had to forgive these versions of me because this person, this guy right here, is me. Because I was him, and he is me. Hopefully that makes sense, right? But basically, if you neglect this part of yourself, you're not gonna be able to truly love yourself because you have resentment, shame, guilt about yourself. So I know that these two exercises are super hard because you are facing your inner demons, but the only way is through. You have to forgive yourself and find why you hate yourself in the first place. And this is the fun part, right? This is where self-improvement comes into place. Now, you have to celebrate your wins because till this day, let me show you real quick. I have I do this myself, right? I have social wins, right? So no matter how small your wins are, I woke up early the other day, I did this thing, or I approached the girl. No matter how small your wins are, you have to acknowledge them. You have to celebrate them. And stop your mind, stop your ego. And maybe social media is affecting you because it's like, oh yeah, I don't know, I made $100 online, but this guy is making $10,000 every month, right? Stop comparing yourself. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate the small wins because a small progress count. Because you probably go to a gym, I go to a gym, and when I'm able to lift just 2.5 pounds, that is progress for me. When I'm able to lift just one more rep than I did last week, that is progress. And my physique is changing every week just by doing one more rep. So it is the same thing with you. You have to acknowledge and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are, right? I show you that I have them right there. Before, like when I'm about to go to sleep, I like to remember my wins, right? You have to acknowledge your wins. And the last thing that I say is self-talk. You gotta stop changing the way that you're talking to yourself, right? Because no matter how undisciplined you are, no matter how bad you fucked it up, you gotta lift yourself up. You gotta talk to yourself with compassion. Because I used to do this when I would watch porn, right? I would always be like, oh, I hate myself, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this and that. I would literally scratch myself. I would literally hate myself. But instead, every time that I fuck it up, if I wake up late or something like that, I'm not gonna condemn myself. I'm not gonna talk in a bad way to myself because that's not gonna help you. And that hasn't been helping you. You gotta talk to yourself in a compassionate way. And I know that it might sound gay. I know that it's not attractive, that it's not sexy. But trust me, you need love. And if your love is coming from other people, you're fucked because you're depending on other people to talk to you in a positive way. You're waiting on other people to lift you up. No one will lift you up all the time. Maybe your mom will. And that's why you gotta talk to yourself in a positive way, even if you fuck it up badly, right? You just gotta move on and talk to yourself in a positive way. Give yourself power and strength instead of condemning yourself. And this is how you're gonna be able to truly love yourself. Celebrate your wins, and this is where right? So this is how self-love can change and make you more confident. Because just like I said, instead of giving something to people that you're ashamed of, that you don't really like, you're gonna be giving something to people that's something that you love, something that you really care, something that you are truly proud of. And this is how self-love can help you with your social anxiety.